Hello everyone. I just wanted to give you a quick update on mixing for the bloom technique in the UK. I still have a lot of questions and people are generally confused, as I was, about the different layers. If you watch a lot of people in America, they'll talk about house paint for the pillow. Now, I don't know if it's just me being thick, but at first I didn't even understand what that was. To me, that was any paint you use in a house, which could have been for woodwork, it could have been for walls and ceilings. And I did make quite a few mistakes. There wasn't a lot of information at the beginning because I didn't take the course, as I've mentioned before. And I went out and I bought untinted paint. I made a mistake the first time buying this. This is untinted, but it's... you can see that, but it's for walls and ceilings, so that didn't work. And then I went out and I bought, this is the Dulux for wood and metal, that's untinted, but that didn't work. So until I watched Erica Hughes, and she mentioned the Valspar that she got from B&Q, I went and got some of that. And I'd already seen another recipe somewhere, I can't remember where. I know Erica uses this Valspar. It's the base C, and it's wood and metal gloss. And she uses the polyurethane gloss varnish to mix with it. I don't use that, I use just Mod Podge. And I use 3 parts of this to 1 part Mod Podge. I'll show you how I mix it. I'll just use an old jam jar. I've nicked this out of the kitchen, it's my ladle. I'm going to stand up. So your Valspar, oh God, it's pretty runny. Give it a mix up because it does separate a little bit. That's enough. And then I get my jam jar and I put 1. Can you see that? No. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's that. And then scrape that out. And this has been sieved, by the way, because you get a lot of lumps in it. This is the Mod Podge. So 1 part of that. Chuck it in. I have tried this one instead of the Mod Podge, and that does work, but it smells awful and it's very thick. That's just Rustins. I got that off Amazon, I think. That's polyurethane varnish, clear gloss. I mean, really, all the money I've spent buying these, the wrong ingredients. I should have just took the course in the first place. Okay. Is that a mix? This way, if you don't use it all, you can just store it. Every time you reuse it, just give it a bit of a stir. And just keep it like that. And then the only thing I do different to the first mixing video that's on my channel is the cell activator. That is, you can do the cell activator with just paint and water, but it does make a hell of a difference if you buy the Australian Floetrol, which at the moment is ridiculously expensive for obvious reasons, and that certain sellers are very greedy. I've used Daler&Rowney. I get good results with that. I did buy this one because it's what everyone was using, and it is a better paint, to be honest. Obviously it's more expensive, but that's what I use. And for that I use, it's 3 parts Floetrol to 1 part Amsterdam, and I'm measuring grams. I don't actually measure it anymore, I just guess, but I'll show you in grams. You probably can't see that, but put that on, zero it. So I want 30 grams. Doesn't have to be exact. One right over there, tip some back in. That'll do. So that's 30 grams of that. So it'll be 3 to 1, so it'll be 30 grams of the Floetrol to 10 grams paint. So I'll just zero that again. That's 12, it doesn't matter. Stick. You could probably get away with a bit more Floetrol in there, to be honest, but that will work. So, okay, so pillow paint. This is just normal emulsion, what you use for your walls and ceilings. This is the one I'm using at the moment. It's from B&Q, it's like their own brand or something like it. But I've used Dulux, Home Base. I've even used matte. This one is silk, but I have used matte and had good results. So I used that in my first video, I think, because it's all I had. So, because this makes so much mess when I pour it out, I've already poured some into here. And to that, I've added a good squirt of golden colour pouring medium. I normally use GAC 800, but my supplier hasn't got any at the moment, so that one seems fine. It's just the golden colour pouring medium. Now to this you can add some water, but not a lot. Just a good squirt, that's it. You don't have to add water, you can use, I found this online, because I don't really like putting water in this. This is a latex extender. You can use that to thin it down. I'll put the link in the description and where you can get it. In the UK, I don't know where you could get it in the US, but from what I gathered, you can get most things in the US. It's just us little countries that are, how do I say the word? Stuffed, basically. So to that, I've just added the same as I would with water, a good dollop. It's like water. It's just like a pale blue. I don't know if you can see. A pale blue water. It's just like water. But I find that mixes quite well with it. I'd say it's to that much paint, which is, I don't know, that tub size. You know what I mean. I'd put about that much. Okay, I've already put it in, so I'm not going to put any more in. I'll just show you that again. But you can just use water, it's fine. And this is a consistency. It's still really thick. There's a good lump on the top. Okay, so that's your pillow. That goes down first. Then your colours, and then your cell activator, your white cell activator. I'll just show you some of the mixing the paints, the colours. So I'll just guess it's roughly 3 to 1 or 4 to 1, I'm not really sure. But these are my cups. I'll just pour some in. And then depending on what you're mixing, you've got like these ones, these are very thick, they're heavy body. And then you've got these ones are lovely to mix because it's a soft body. And then you've got your primary elements, which are just a powder. The primary elements can be quite thin, depending on what mix you use, I suppose. They're quite thin when I mix them. You can add like a gel to them. I normally use golden. My supplier hasn't got any at the moment for some reason, so I'm stuck with this at the moment. It's not very thick. I'll just show you. But it does thicken your paints up quite nicely. But I do like the golden one better. I can't remember exactly what it's called now. Right, so I'll do the heavy body first, just to show you how thick it is. When you can see it coming out the tube, it's really thick. So you don't need a lot. That should be plenty. So we'll mix that one. And it does take more mixing when you've got heavy body paint, but you need less paint, obviously. And make sure it's mixed. There's nothing worse than pouring your paint onto your canvas and you get a big dark bit where you haven't mixed it properly. I've done it myself. And you see with these cups, I mean that looks pretty mixed to me. Which I always find it's a good idea to use a transparent mixing cup. Because if you look at the side there, how much pouring medium is still at the bottom. And you wouldn't know that unless you know, if it wasn't see-through. So you've got to scrape all the way around the bottom. And with these transparent ones you can see when you've actually got it mixed properly. if I'm doing a big piece or a commission piece, I'll strain my paints just to make sure there's no lumps of paint. That looks pretty mixed. If you can see, I can't see it myself. That's pretty perfect. That's that one. Now I'll show you the soft body one. See, this one is a lot thinner. So it's ready to drip. See how we go with that. They do mix in a lot easier. Of course, it's going to be different for wherever you live. I did write these down because my brain is useless. Where are they? If you're in the US, you've got Tammy Anderson, Waterfall Acrylics. There are many more, but I can't remember them. In Ireland, there's Erica Hughes. She's really helped me a lot. Canada, I think it's Kanella Ciraco. Sorry, I've probably not said that right. Australia, of course, you've got Sheleeart, who came up with this in the first place. The Netherlands, you've got Saskia Smit. She's also very helpful. I can't think of any more offhand. And another thing you need to do, especially when you've got different, like you've got heavy body and soft body and pigments, you need to get them all to the same consistency. Just like any other acrylic pour. If you paint to different consistencies, they're going to run at different rates. So that's that one. And that's the Winsor & Newton Galleria. The first one was the Winsor & Newton Heavy Body Professional. And now we'll go on with the primary elements. Sure, that was a lump. Won't be able to find it till I pour it now. Guaranteed. Okay, so we've got about half a cupful. And these are absolutely beautiful colours. They do supply you with spoons, but I can never be asked to get up and get them. So I'll just put that much in for now, see how we get on. Obviously the more you put in, the more brilliant your colour is. I mean, look at that, they're absolutely gorgeous. I could watch that video that Leslie does for hours. I just love seeing what mixing all the colours. They're so gorgeous. I just wish that they weren't as transparent as they are. Again, all around the bottom. I'm going to add a bit more to that because it's not the true colour. And it's deceiving that they look so much better. I mean, they look brilliant when you're mixing them, but they look so much better when they're dry. The shine and the shimmer is... it's gorgeous. Now, I haven't really had to do anything to these yet. And they seem to be... that one probably is a bit thinner. You can actually feel it when you pick it up with your stick. That is thicker than that one. And this one is slightly thicker than that one. So you can add a little bit of water, but not a lot, just a few drops. I'll try not to add any water if I can help it. I'd rather thicken the paint, the other paints, than thin down the thick ones. So that's that one. That one feels a little bit thicker actually. I'll probably put more paint in this one. That's something you just get used to if you're doing it every day. You just get used to the feel of it. Yeah. That one's slightly thicker, so I'm going to add just a couple of drops of water till I get it the same. That's it, 2 drops. It's really tempting to, when you're first doing it, it's really tempting to just rush through it and get them on the canvas, but as everyone will tell you, it's all about preparation, getting the right consistencies. That's about the same now, I think. This one is a lot thinner. So I'm going to add a little bit of the it's just gel. Excuse me. It's the PBO one, or PBO, whatever it is. And especially with the colour art pigments, I should have showed you in a different colour really. You really do need to mix these really well. Get every little bit of powder that you can find, because I can guarantee when you pour it, there'll be a little grain that's a lot darker than the rest. So it's best if you mix it and then let it, see that there? If you can see. You see the little yellow dots? Yeah? That's the granules that haven't mixed in properly. So it's best to mix it, let it sit for a little while, and then you'll see them all on top. You really do have to mix them well, but it's so worth it. So that's thickened up now. A little bit more, I think. The one from Golden you don't need so much, because it's, I think Erica shows you with the Golden, the way she mixes. Erica Hughes, that is. Yeah, that's fine. I shouldn't have mixed these colours because they don't really go together, but I'll show you just for a giggle. Okay, so we're all set up. Put a bit of paint down just to get the tile to stick. So, pillow. It's full of air bubbles. We've just made it. Red, that's the alizarin crimson. This one is sunflower colour art. This one's the dioxazine purple, Winsor and Newton. I think my table was on the slope. hairdryer coming on call. Let's give it a blow in the middle. You can always grab bits off the side and put them on the corners just to help out, help it come off. These aren't the best colours really, I shouldn't have picked these colours. I'll wait for all the centre to come back up. It's best to mix your pillow paints the day before or the night before if you can, because there's so many air bubbles in the pillow paint. Give that a little spin. That's not too bad actually, it's quite pretty. There you go. Give it another little one, try and get this corner off. And there you go. I'll just move that one to the side and I'll show you one without the pillow. I'm going to quickly torch it because of the air bubbles. Which will be white dots, no doubt. Just put this to the side 1 second. Just put that one there. Another one. So without the pillow, you do need to use more paint. Hairdryer coming again. See which ones pop up. Again, we'll let that pop back up. There's a bit too much yellow in that one. Looks a bit like sick. Let's give it a good one. In this instance, I actually prefer the one with the pillow paint, but I think it's because I've used more yellow this time. And it's gone a bit of a mustardy colour. It's the wrong colours to choose, really. Yeah. It's okay, but the other one's better. I'll let it dry and see what I think. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much, and I'll see you soon. Bye.